and welcome to All About the Bucks. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Like some days ago, I asked you for your unpopular opinions on the Bucks season or where they should go right now with the team. And I'm going to react to them now. I will give my own takes and we can discuss about it in the comments. So let's go with it. Also, here you have my social media in case you wanna know what I think about the team. I like to give my own opinions and analysis there. So yeah, give me a follow and we can keep talking about the Bucks there. Okay, first one is Finn Cool. If I mispronounce something, like sorry in advance, I probably will. He says, Bucks should sadly entertain the idea of trading Dame, even now that he's hurt. I mean, that's probably right, but like, even if it's something painful to do, like, he's probably not playing for the whole 25-26 season. So yeah, I mean, him being in the roster hurts the team chances to fight for a championship more than it helps. But honestly, who will be involved in that trade, you know? Like, who's going to be willing to trade for a player who's not playing for a whole season while making, I think it's $54 million, and then is back after a whole season not playing at an old age? Like, I don't know, it's like probably one of the less attractive contracts in the NBA, you know? So these kind of players, like, even if when they're fully healthy, even when teams do want them, are hard to trade because, especially with the new CBA, like, it's super tough to find like a package that works financially and also works for both teams on a basketball level. I don't know, I think it's super tough. So in this situation, I don't think there's a world when you can trade Dame. Like, it would probably be the smart thing to do, right? Like, trade him, even if you get worse players, but players that can actually play next season. Like, it makes sense, but what team, like, in what situation would a team get involved in this trade, right? It is some kind of crazy trade where maybe the Bucks even have to attach a pick so someone gets them. I don't know, it sounds so crazy. I don't think it's possible, even if I sort of agree with the take. Okay, Finn also says, Bobby, even though he's been a problem at times, proved in the playoffs that not only he can stay on the team, he could potentially start next year. I like this take. Like, this is the kind of take I wanted to read because, I mean, I don't know if it's super unpopular, but it's surely not popular. Like, Bobby's such a polarizing player, and I think there's something there, right? Like, Bobby's a pretty flawed player. I don't really love him. I mean, I think I don't really love he's so important for the team, right? Like, he doesn't really help at defense. He hurts the team most of the time, and on offense, when he played as a sixth man, like, it really didn't work all the time, you know? Like, he has these stretches where he went to the post like 3 or 4 times in a row. The offense just stops. It just was like 4 players looking at him posting up. It wasn't the most efficient way of attacking. He just sometimes shoots some random mid-range without trying to create anything. I don't know, it was weird. But in the playoffs, it wasn't like that. And I think it had to do with the fact that he spent more time with Giannis and Dame. So I think I know what Finn means here, because that it has happened sometimes before, you know? Like, I remember the Brooklyn game back in December where he had this huge fourth quarter. The Bucks came back, I don't know how many points, but it was huge, and he hit like 4 or 5 threes in the fourth. And you can tell when he plays next to the starters, he has more of a catch and shoot role. He sometimes makes these cuts to the dunker spot where Giannis and him have some chemistry. But when he plays with the bench, it's just him posting up, which I don't really love. You sometimes have to live with inefficient shots, right? So yeah, his playoffs were really fine. Like, when he plays next to Giannis, his defense isn't also that bad, especially when the Bucks play zone defense, which is becoming more prevalent. So yeah, I like this take. Like, I don't think we can really discuss starting lineups now because we don't really know how the team is going to look. But yeah, I think Bobby has proved there's something with him, and with a different role, he can have a more solid outcome and not be such a polarizing player with so many ups and downs. Okay, Aaron, I don't know if it's a hot take. I don't want Giannis to wait his prime. Like, yeah, I guess it's basically saying Bucks should trade Giannis. I guess we are going to read a lot of takes about this, and I don't really agree. Like, right? Like, I get the sentiment, I get the idea. I just think, like, if the Bucks trade Giannis, they're basically doomed to irrelevance for potentially decades. Like, people think about the idea of rebuilding, like, it's kind of fun, you have young players, you see your team building up, it gets exciting, but with such a small market as Milwaukee, once your star player is out, you might be in a Charlotte Hornets situation where really nothing good happens for years and years, you know? And yet the Bucks don't really have the assets right now, so it would make some sort of sense to not wait until the very end, so you have to rebuild with nothing. But I don't know, you have the best player in the world now, why would you not want that? You know, you have to have the Giannis window go as long as you can, and then you will think about that future when that future comes. But I don't know, I don't want Giannis gone because I don't really know what would happen, but I know for sure it's not going to look pretty for a long time. Now, Brook says, people who say trade Giannis and start the rebuild have no idea how dark things were before Giannis and don't realize we were looking at the years, if not decades, of disaster mode once he's gone. Yeah, that's basically what I say right now, right? Like, you might be a team whose seeding is getting to the play-in for decades, literally. Like, I don't know. I remember back in 2013 how excited I was when the Bucks got the 8th seed just to be swept by Miami Heat. You know, like, that was great. So after almost a decade now of contention, of, if not contention, being in the playoff, being fighting every year, like, it would be pretty hard to swallow to be like that again. So I don't know, I think even people who have this take of start rebuilding now would really struggle once that happened, and I just don't want that. Next is team. Let's say Giannis stays with the Bucks. Do you think Thanasis could win up the coaching staff? Wow. What are the odds he replaces Doc? Okay. Are the odds 0%? Yes, they are 0%. I mean, can you imagine Thanasis being the head coach of the Bucks? Like, I guess where he comes from, right? Like, the Bucks, when Thanasis was a player, he wasn't really a player, right? He was just signing whatever contract they could sign him, so he could be next to Giannis. You can really feel he helps Giannis, right? It's not just like Giannis wanting his brother to have a job. It's really, he calms Giannis down sometimes. He helps him get into the right mindset. So yeah, I get what Tim is saying here. So, like, even if you are not to sign him as a player, he doesn't hurt you on the coaching staff. Like, sign him whatever contract you can sign him, so he's still a part of the team. And I would say chances of that, I guess, are not 0%. Chances of him replacing Doc, like, that is kind of crazy. Okay, next is, I assume, Jeff. How many people can the Bucks pay to not coach them? I haven't seen anything that makes me believe Doc can elevate his team to be more than the sum of its parts. Yeah, I think this is like the take we all agree on, right? Like, Doc has to go. It's getting worrying that it hasn't happened yet, but yeah, I'm 100% on that. I also not fully blame him. Like, I don't think he's been given a championship roster. But yeah, he also hasn't really do anything that elevates the team, right? Like, there's not really a lot of games where I feel the team has overachieved. Maybe just the OKC game in the NBA Cup Finals. Like, I think that was the only time this season. Maybe I'm misremembering something, but like the only time I thought, okay, they have a better team in front, and they beat it. Like, other times when they just played a team that was flat out better, they had no answer. Like, he bring nothing to the table to try to counter what the other team was doing or something like that. Like, yeah, I can't think one single argument for him to stay as a coach. One more from Jeff. I have liked Horst, but how many times do we have to say that was a good, necessary trade that just didn't pan out, and sometimes these things happen before admitting he might be bad at this? I kind of feel personally attacked by this one, because I have said a lot that he had to do this, right? Like, he has no more room. But yeah, I mean, I don't have really strong feelings about Horst. Like, and it's really weird to me that some people have super strong feelings about some general manager, like, because especially when they ask for him to be fired, like, and then what, you know, like, you don't really know the person who will be taking the seat. You don't really know what could happen. Like, I get the sentiment again. Like, I get people disappointed because what's happened to the roster, but I don't really know if that is only his call. Like, it gets complicated more than people pretend it is sometimes. And I agree. Like, I've justified a lot of Horst decisions by saying he was forced to make that decision. But yeah, sometimes he's been forced into tough decisions by previous decisions he also made. So I guess that's what Jeff means. And then there's some other more questionable decisions, like the DiVincenzo trade, and right off my mind, or maybe some draft picks. The drafting AJ Johnson, who looks like he won't be an NBA player until 2026, and then when he starts like looking promising, just trade him. I don't know, it's been weird. I also think he has done a good work keeping Giannis in Milwaukee, which people take for granted a lot of the time. I don't know, I don't really have strong feelings about him. And now he just resigned, so I assume he's been given the keys of the team if he didn't have it happen before. I don't know, let's see what he does now. It's going to be a tough summer, even if Giannis stay. So yeah, we will be able to judge him at the end of the summer. Okay, let's see the YouTube comments. Ain't117 says, man, I think they should blow the roster up and go instant rebuild mode. Like, I already said what I don't think that, but okay, there's something interesting about this post. It says the Bucks have no guaranteed picks until 2031. I think that's a pretty extended thought on the fan base, and that's not true. Like, they don't have their own picks until 2031. But they do have picks. Like, give me a second. Okay, you know how on screen the list of draft picks the Bucks have for the upcoming years? And yeah, you can see they don't control their own picks until 2031, but they do have pick swaps on most of the seasons. You know, like 2026 they have their own over the Pelicans one. Like, New Orleans has the right to swap if they want. In 2027 they have the more favorable of that list you see there. 2028 is actually insane. I'm not reading all that, but they do have a pick, right? Like, I agree. Like, they are not like great assets, and I can see what people say they should rebuild now so they can get good picks before Giannis just goes. But yeah, it's not true. They don't have a pick until 2031. K8B, I don't know. It really sucks that Dame tore his Achilles because I want him to be traded along Giannis for a rebuild. Man, why do so many people want a rebuild? Believe me, ask any franchise that has been bad for the last 2 or 3 years, right? Ask the Utah Jazz if they're happy with starting the rebuild. They did. I guess they're probably not. I don't know. And the last one, Jose Gomes, I don't really know. Even if Kuzma sucked, Bucks did not get worse with his trade. Wow, this is a hot one, and honestly, I mean, I think they did get worse, but not really that much. I think I kind of agree with the sentiment expressed here. Like, when the trade happened, the Bucks sucked. Like, people are gaslighting themselves into thinking Chris Middleton could have done marvels like he did last year in playoff, but the reality for the Bucks is that before the trade deadline, they were losing against the Nets, the Blazers, the Bulls. Like, every week they were losing to a crappy team, you know? So I guess that's what he means here. Like, I mean, Kuzma turned out horrible. Like, he had like a good first month, and then he just sucked. Like, I was pretty disappointed because I had some expectations, but yeah, I mean, I don't think you can say they didn't get any worse because he was unplayable. But I don't know. I don't think it was a terrible trade. Like, my feelings about the trade at the point were like, the Bucks suck right now, so if Kuzma works, that's great. And if he doesn't work, like, it's not like the Bucks wasted a potential championship run. That was never on the table, I think. And yeah, the team has some more room. It's a bit more flexible right now, both from a basketball perspective and from a financial perspective. And that was it. Like, I think this was pretty fun. I might do this again, I don't know, probably on free agency or yeah, once we start with some market move. So yeah, let me know what you think on the comments, and Bucks in 6.